Levi's ads got it wrong. These aren't the real biker jeans. This is the real classic biker's jean. This is the 1954 501Z episode, now on Den in Denim. The 1950s was the second golden age for Levi's because of films like The Wild One and Jailhouse Rock. Levi's sales expanded to be the leader in American garments. This wasn't just a West Coast operation with a store in New York anymore. Levi's opened factories throughout the country to keep up with business. The top-selling jeans were, of course, the legendary 501s. But they came with a button fly. To many at the time, this was seen as another old-school fastener, like the cinch or suspender buttons. Zippers had come to rule the market for their ease. Remember, this is the post-World War II age of convenience. TV dinners, drive-thrus. Companies are starting to lose track of quality. Now, zippers are fine fasteners for most clothes. Last week on this channel, we solved the great zipper button debate. Buttonfly won. Zippers have a unique quality of keeping more air out than buttons. And this was noted by Schatz leather jackets when they designed the world's perfect motorcycle jacket. Buttons would allow too much airflow, zippers no. This pair of 1954 501Zs have a zipper fly and a tapered fit. That helps win from blowing up your pant leg and into your crotch. Levi's Vintage ads credit the Brando jean from the movie The Wild One as the 1955 501. But the movie came out in 1953. Now there is a pair of 1953 501s recreated from LVC, but it is one of the rare ones. I believe this pair is probably closest to what he had in the movie, and the 53 and 54 fit is probably that similar tapered. But he wouldn't have had the zipper just yet. Now it seems like zippers are actually the best ones for motorcycles. However, I think it's more a personal choice wherever you go. Historically, Levi's sold 501s and the 501Zs from 1954 until 1962, when they launched several other pairs of Lot 5s featuring zippers, such as the 551Z, and the next most popular jean, even to this day, the 505. This pair sits slightly higher than midway between the waist and the navel. They fit true to size, so get your true waist. Now this is the first tapered fit in the 501 line. The tapering gives the illusion of a straighter leg. They aren't skinny jeans though. Everyone in the 50s cuffed their jeans. I like to do a double cuff, really thick and high, about 4 inches. Really show off that white selvage line. Okay, the big thing about this pair of jeans is the zipper. It's the beginning of when 501s started having zippers and when men's jeans for Levi's started trying zippers out, until they eventually went to not 501s but other Lot 5 series, orange tab. For the Levi's Vintage recreations, they're great about using the actual zippers that they used back then, which is a Talon 42 zipper. If you look at a modern pair of Levi's now that has a zipper, it might have a YKK. Now YKK is a Japanese company and Talon is the first American company to start making zippers. It's what Levi's used back then, that's what they're using on it now. And they use the same style as they did then too. As you can see, the zippers have changed over the decades. Now other than the zipper, this pair is a perfect example of classic features. Historically, 1954 was the first year for the red tab to be double-sided and say Levi's on both sides. But with the recreations, it's still single-sided. Big E, red tab. There's double needle arcuate stitching, belt loops, 12-ounce red line selvage, leather patch, and the supremely coveted lemon yellow stitching, which you can see in the arcuate, the belt loops. I love the way the lemon yellow stitching pops off of a dark pair like rigid. The 1954, along with the 47 and 55, are the base years for the LBC collection. You can buy these 3 years from the Levi's websites in all countries, year after year, year-round. I have counted about 23 variations, but there's probably closer to 50. Let's begin with, of course, you know it, there's a rigid model. Now, a rigid model is the only way you're going to get a shrink to fit in these 501 jeans. It's also the only way that you'll get the guarantee ticket and the flasher. All the rest, if you buy them new, should come with the letter and a year tag. Now, I think I have this in alphabetical order, so let's go down the list. Baja Surf. Lighter blue, it probably has pink selvage line if it's a surf thing. Bebop, look at those whiskers in the back. Black Mon, it's like a shotgun hit it. Camp, New Beginning. The Dropouts, look at those knee rips. Cromer, some light whiskering. Mule Skinner, patched thigh hole. Pinwheel. Place in Space, super light. Point Blank, nice dark blue. The Rancher, there's a tiny little hole and just lots of that leg wearing fading away. Rebel Rouser, best picture I could find for it. Oh no, here's a better one. Look at that faded patch. Remember Me, whiskers and knees rubbing. Rincon, a nice medium blue, could go for almost anything, light whiskering happening. Slugger, you know, a slightly more distressed pair, but no holes. Spare, whiskers, honeycombs happening in the back. Stampede, patched neat holes, but rips. Stone Mountain, another ancient one. Time Tunnel, look at that nifty blue. And West, from the 2011 catalog. There's also a cutoff pair of shorts for women. Check out the rusted button and rivets in there. I love how they do that fake patina on it sometimes. My favorite's when it has the green patina on the rivets. Now, there is no limited edition 1954 501Z, but if you're really into zippered 501s and you want a limited edition, then you gotta go for the 1960 501Z. This came out just last year. It does feature a zipper, Jacron patch, registered R on the red tab, double-sided red tab. It's a slightly baggier fit, closer to the 55, but not as loose as that. There's a rigid and also a distress called Rumble. No holes, just some light blue with bleeding whiskers on the knees, barely noticeable, a couple scuffs. To the owner of this 501 jean. In the mid-1950s, Levi Strauss & Company started selling 501 jeans on America's East Coast for the first time. Western states had been the primary sales territory since the jeans came out in 1873. Many folks had already been introduced to the jeans at dude ranches, but to some, this button fly work pant was something that they had never encountered. In order to make potential consumers comfortable with the company's products, Ellis & Co. introduced a zipper version of the button fly shrink-to-fit jeans in 1954. The 501Z. It had everything longtime wearers loved: the silhouette, the tough but flexible fabrics, rivets, etc. Retailers carried both the 501 jean and its zippered brother, the 501Z jean, and everyone got the pair that worked best for them. The 501Z jean had many fans. However, when it first came out, Ellis & Co. received a letter from an old-timer somewhere in the West who wasn't too thrilled with the new innovation. The actual letter has disappeared, but company legend has it that the writer said, "Why the heck did you put a zipper in your jeans? It's like peeing to the jaws of an alligator." I hate zippers, but I love the fit of this 1954 501Z. I like to keep it dark and have the lemon yellow stitching and the white selvage line just pop. I like to cuff it up high and wear it like someone would have at that time period. It's nice to have a couple oddities floating around in your collection that's not particularly showing the evolution of the 501, but a few of the places that it has been. If you like the fit of a 501, but you really prefer a zipper, I recommend this pair. It's easily accessible, there's lots of varieties, you should be able to find one if it's what you want. I'd like to take a huge shout out to my Patreon subscribers. Welcome aboard, Jesse, Riley, and Mike. You guys are the best. Everyone for watching, commenting, liking, subscribing, thank you so much. This is Den, thanks for watching Den and Denim. Love your jeans.